Hey guys, my name is Dalton.
I'm Dakota. This is Stella.
And this is our Skoolie.
Initially, when we bought the bus, we had no intentions of having a baby.
This was one thing that we do regret doing. It looks great, but there was a lot of work involved in it.
Even like these little details for the door, just trying to make everything like really unique and really special and different.
When it arrived, my jaw hit the floor. Hey guys, my name is Dalton and this is Miley.
I'm Dakota. This is Stella.
And this is our Skoolie. We have a 2008 Freightliner Safliner C2 that we built ourselves.
What inspired us to build the bus is when we honeymooned, we were in a van for about a week and we traveled around Oregon, covered about 2,000 miles, and we just absolutely loved the experience of getting to go wherever you wanted to be and having all your things with us. We just made a goal that we were going to buy a bus, and then on our 1-year anniversary, we were on the auction site and had 5 minutes to the bid, and we won this bus.
It ended up taking us 7 months. I worked on it every day. Before that, I did have some experience as far as, handyman stuff, so woodwork, the solar and like the battery and the off-grid system, that was totally new to me. So I did attend YouTube University and learned all the things that I didn't know.
When it came to like the bus design, we had looked at multiple different buses that we had seen either through TikTok and Pinterest. But when we were doing ours, we figured out where each piece was going to be along the way. Like we had like a map and a design, but as we actually started building, none of those things were like working out. We rearranged things as we went, and we kind of just worked from the back forward.
We reached out to people, got their ideas. Every inch in the bus is so important because you're confined to the walls, and I wasn't going to experiment with slide outs and all that fun stuff. So it was a really fun experience, designing it with her and building it, and still married, so it worked out.
Just a couple of fights along the way.
We live in this Skoolie full-time, been doing it for about 7 months. We did all the work ourselves. We learned how to paint, just going online, reaching out to people, going to paint stores. Don't be intimidated by it. It's difficult, but with the right information, you can make it happen. And so, first thing we did was we removed the original bus door. We opted for a wood house door. One of the downsides with this bus was it being curved. It wasn't a straight-sided bus, so we had to build out the door because obviously doors come straight. And so we just used like aluminum flashing and then just basically riveted it into like the side of the bus. We did replace all of our windows. This was one thing that we do regret doing. It looks great, but there was a lot of work involved in it and just an added cost that didn't really like help with the insulation, but definitely helped with aesthetics. Above that, you can see we have outside lighting. So at nighttime, if we're playing cornhole or just cooking out, we can light up the entire area. And then in this storage, we have our mini split, the one for the front, that one's 8,000 BTUs. And then we have our generator under this storage. So towards the back of the bus, we have our gas tank. It's 100 gallons of diesel. Gets us pretty far. We get about 8 miles to the gallon. And then just below the door for that, we have our gray tank and our black tank. We have a 50-gallon gray tank, 50-gallon black tank, and 100 gallons of fresh water. If I could do it again, I'd probably do like 75 gallons of gray tank. Towards the back here, we have our rooftop deck. It's pretty spacious up there. And then we have our backup light as well as our backup camera, which is really helpful for backing into our trailer because we do have an all-wheel drive car. It needs to be on a trailer. Our door, it goes to the bathroom, so if we ever did want to shower in like the elements, we could just swing that open and have that view as well. We also have our mini split unit up on the top. If I were to do it again, I probably would have put it underneath the bus like I did in the front, but I saw a lot of Skoolies do this, thought it was convenient, and so maybe down the road we'll make that improvement, but for now it does its job. We have our vent for our washer-dryer combo unit with our propane hot water heater below that. right above the door, we have a reminder of where we came from. That was a day we saw the bus because we bought it sight unseen, and just a great day. Just so much love and happiness. Our first stop, we did lose one of our dearest friends, Tucker. He passed away due to unforeseen circumstances. He was just a puppy. He was 3. And so we have our little shrine here so he can, experience this journey with us. And we're grateful to, have had the memories and, still have a way to honor him. And then also up here, instead of keeping the original dashboard, we wanted to make things feel as homey as possible. The original one was, dirty and full of Cheetos and kid fingerprints, so we decided to do this wood dashboard. That was a really fun piece of cut. Probably took us 30 tries, but ended up doing a really nice job on it. And then over the driver's seat, because it is a tin can, it gets hot, we put our mini split up here. This one's 8,000 units. It does keep the front half relatively cool, keeps my head very cold when driving. Looking at all these upgrades that we were doing to leave our original seat, we thought would kind of look weird. So my wife surprised us with this chair, and it does massage. We don't need it because, when the engine's on, it's rumbling, it's you just don't need it. You don't even notice it.
This is our living space. This pulls out into a bed about like a twin size, and like all of our batteries are under here.
Because everything in the bus is custom, it was really hard to find like upholstery and cushions to fit this space that wasn't too big, too small. My wife Dakota ended up going to a fabric store and found this beautiful material, and it looks so good, it feels great, and they were able to sew it to the exact specifications that we needed, and it fits the area so well, brings that extra element of like customization, and we just absolutely love it. When planning for the bus, electrical is so important, same with water. So what we wanted to do is like optimize the space for areas that we probably wouldn't use as much. So like under the couch, we put our battery bank, our inverter. In here, we have a 3000 inverter. We chose everything from Victron just because it was really easy to plug and play. And then we have 6 12 volt, 100 amp hour Dakota lithium batteries. From up here, we can control these beautiful strip lights. I actually saw that in a van and thought that that would be just a show-stopping feature that would help illuminate the bus. And at nighttime, it's calm, it's inviting. Our favorite thing that we actually did in the bus was the strip lights, and it was actually really easy to do.
And then over here, the dining area, this table actually folds down, and this is like where her crib is gonna be. This is kind of like storage space, like baby changing table, and then all of her clothes and diapers and stuff will be over here. Initially, when we bought the bus, we had no intentions of having a baby because she's 2 weeks right now. And so our plans for the future is that when she's about 3 months, we're gonna hit the road, go east, and he's from Chicago, so we're gonna spend a lot of time with our friends and family there.
We'll probably have to do some renovations, when she becomes a toddler, so she has her own bed. It's not a crib anymore, but I think when, those things come up and the time happens, like we're both handy, we'll think of a new design.
And then in our benches, a lot of extra storage, and then all of our games and stuff are over here.
We use wallpaper to hide our walls. We thought about paint or doing some ombre like paint style, but we thought that wallpaper could change. We could change the colors, very simple things if we ever got sick of it. But with the elements of a bus, the wallpaper didn't stick that well, so we ended up framing it in, choosing Dakota's favorite color, green, and then bringing that down all the way to the floor. For the kitchen though, we decided to go with a porcelain 2x4 sheet of like our marble looking tile, and ended up doing the entire walls with it. We were worried that it was going to crack with the bumpy roads because it's a big bus, it bumps and hits everything, but luckily we've been really fortunate. Just had to make some really difficult cuts here, like to taper to the ceiling, and then we just basically drilled into it to make a little shelf here, and then Velcroed a picture of all of the milestones of where we got married, where we got engaged, and all that fun stuff. We do have a massive sink. When it arrived, my jaw hit the floor. It was just so large, and I was like, how is that getting in a bus? But we found a way around it, and it's actually really nice to have because 1, we can use it for storage on the road, and then 2, with dishes and bathing, this is super convenient. And then on this side, we have our propane stove, which is temperamental. It takes a long time to heat up, but we've cooked so many meals in it. We love frozen pizza, so it does the job for us. And this is also nice to have that extra counter space because we really don't have that much with the sink being so large and just some of the appliances. So, but this just folds up, it goes against the wall, and then we can start cooking. Our fridge is also 120 volt. We didn't really want to opt for a 12 volt fridge or a propane fridge. We just thought it would be really easy and convenient to, you know, if something happened to this one, just switch it out. And it also gave us a lot more space, but also has a freezer and really holds everything that we need for a week. And when you're living on the road, you don't need more than, you know, a week's worth of food because you're always going somewhere new. At least we are.
Here we have our combo washer and dryer that also acts as like our laundry baskets. This is where we keep all the dirty clothes until it's time to wash. And then we have a microwave. I used to work at Starbucks way back in the day, so super into just coffee, making lattes. So we have all of our setup here, and then food goes here. We have a little extra pantry storage here and here. And then over here is both of our closets, his and hers, which also the doors will act as like dividers. So like when we've had people come and stay, we just end up closing these two. And then everyone kind of has like their own like individual space. But then we have like drawers that like pull out for storage, baskets and stuff up here for clothes. Then on my husband's side, lots of like electrical and stuff is like up here. And then he does work from home, so he has like all of his office stuff.
And I have a printer that also slides out, so I can scan and print documents on the road, as well as for hats and jeans and things of that. Like, we just have slide outs. That way it's really convenient that we're not reaching back there, moving a bunch of things.
And then I love gold, so I was just trying to get like gold accents and like all the little details of like the handles and like the light fixtures. In the bedroom, we have our big screen over here. Both mini splits here, and then the one in the front we've covered with the face that we were able to also decorate with pictures. Under our bed actually is like more storage that we've like put our shoes in like roll-out bins. And then over here, full-length mirrors. We have our propane heater here. Then we also have a skylight that goes onto our deck, so we can either bring the ladder in here or hop up on the bed and get up there, or we just bring the ladder outside and get up. But having the skylight has been awesome. We normally see the moon from up there while laying in bed. And then in the bathroom, one of my favorites is the sink. I loved the gold for one, but then the swan I just thought was so beautiful. We actually have a swan on the hood of the bus also. And just even like these little details for like the door, just trying to make everything like really unique and really special and different. Our bathroom, it's a total wet bath, so we tiled the whole entire bathroom, this beautiful green tile, and then we did a really cool vintage pattern on the floor. Also have like a little storage cabinet up there. We decided to go with a black tank, and then our back door opens so we can shower in the great outdoors whenever we feel like it.
Thanks for watching this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you soon with another unique home tour.